There we go.
So you can see your document, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what you want from starting to ending so that I'll jot it down and I started the recording so that after the call I go with the
Ah.
documents and try to solve it out. Okay, so I don't
Yeah.
think you have any problem or any issue with that.
No, 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 not at
Okay,
all.
okay.
Record away.
You just tell me so that I jot it down. Let me open my Excel.
Okay. Um. Well, I'll just wait for that Excel to open. Um. Right. Well, pretty much, I think the database schema that I'm kind of wanting to do is for an application, right? And
Okay,
I'm kind of wanting we might put it in with like a kind of full stack application.
okay,
Um. But I'm kind of planned up the application, but I'm wanting it to. It's got pretty much gonna be like a health uh, application where you're able to put in your blood pressure and your personal details and medication. So it's kind of like a medication reminder application, if you know what I mean.
okay. So basically, you wanted to create some kind of application where patient will visit to a doctor for a routine checkup, and
Yeah,
all the information you wanted to store in the database, and the patient will get a reminder
yeah,
after 1 month or the 2 months or weekly based on the doctor's advice, right?
yeah. But
That is
yeah,
what you want,
uh, yeah,
right?
and but at the same time, this is where it confused me because I was kind of wanting to implement two reminders, like a reminder for the medication and then a reminder for the appointment. But that kind of confused me in the tables.
Okay.
I didn't really know what to do with the
So see,
ERDs then.
if you jot it down the step wise, it will help you, right? So what comes first in your application, which is login, right? So
Yeah,
a patient and a doctor will log in into your application. So
yeah.
as I can go with your login screen, login table, I can see a login ID only, right?
Um,
Not the user type. So how you are distinguishing user and your patient from your login table?
that's what I was thinking. Yeah, because I was gonna that login
Because see,
details table
in
isn't
your
meant to be there.
application, doctor is having some different kind of functionality, and patient is
Yeah,
having some different kind of functionality, right?
yeah, yeah.
So how you will implement that stuff in your code?
Um, well, maybe yeah. You were saying just put a type into that login and then get rid of the login details table altogether.
Yep. That will help, I think. So that
Yeah,
or you can do you can separate these two tables, one for doctor and one for patient. So
yeah.
basically one panel will be for doctor and one separate panel for patient, right?
Yes, like
So
two
so
tables
so
then.
so it's up to you how you wanted to implement. It's up to you, right? So there is no confusion in your first table, right?
Yeah,
Login. So login is done, right?
yeah,
Now once the user and doctors logged in into your application, you are having one patient table and you are having one doctor table, right?
yeah,
Patient and your doctor, right? So
yeah,
basically in patient table what you are storing, patient ID, first name, second name, address, sex, telephone, DOB, right? Along with
yeah.
that you can add one, I think,
Medication ID.
medication ID, patient, I mean this one is patient basic information, right?
Yeah.
And one table should be there so that you can keep the history of patient, right?
Okay. Yeah.
What are the diseases he's having. Let's say for example, if he's suffering from blood pressure or sugar, You can keep the track of that. So in which table you are storing those informations?
Um, Let me see. Maybe just in the patient one.
Maybe
Would that be correct?
in which table you are storing, because see, if you are going to store that information in patient table, the data will be redundant, right? So the same kind of information you will keep on storing, right?
Yeah.
That will be a big problem. So you can create a separate table in which you can keep a patient ID along with that disease details like blood pressure, sugar, and the historical information you can keep.
Yeah, like a kind of health statistics table.
Come again?
Like a health table for like statistics. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's right.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, exactly. The patient health table you can create.
cool. Yeah,
That will help. Okay.
yeah,
So another table you need like let's say for example patient patient health, right?
yeah,
Okay. So these two tables I think basically you need, along with that one appointment which you have kept. Okay, good.
yeah.
Appointment table, it's fine.
Okay.
And from here basically what you are doing, login details is not required,
Yeah,
medication. So once the patient is has taken the appointment, right?
yeah.
This one is your table where you are keeping the doctor ID, I hope, right? So here
Um,
is appointment ID, patient
yeah.
ID, patient name, medication ID. What it is actually, I'm not getting is medicational ID.
Um, I'm just getting that so I can connect that to the medication table, so we can see what kind of like drugs that they'll be prescribed or reminded about.
Okay, okay. So, medication ID, I think keep you can keep that medication ID in this table. I think patient health, that will be
Yeah,
helpful, right? Why I'm saying is the reason is in patient you can how you will relate these things like medication ID, that is basically your medicines, right?
mm-hmm.
What are the medicines prescribed by the doctor that you wanted, right?
Maybe like paracetamol or just like the basic kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, exactly. So for that you need something some different kind of table, right?
Yeah,
So how you will join that medicine ID with this, because here you have joined medication ID with a doctor ID, right?
yeah.
So this is not correct way to join,
Nah, yeah.
right? So
Yeah, I'm
so
kind of brittle,
so
but
so that is the problem in your application.
yeah,
So you should not do it in this way, right? So definitely you need a separate table for that one, and after that you can join the doctors, right?
yeah.
So you keep that medication detail in the patient health.
Patient. Oh, yeah. Okay, let me see.
So are
Um,
you are you getting me or not?
Hang on. I'm just trying to write all this down. So you're thinking, there needs to be another separate
If
table.
you want, you can start the recording in Skype as well. Just a
Um,
second, I think you
how do
can
you start recording?
let me start recording for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, what you have so far, your login table, and based on that login, you will decide your patient and your doctor. And in patient, another table would be your something like patient health, right?
Yeah.
that what is the diseases and all he's having.
Aye.
Okay, and
Yeah.
here you can keep some ID or something like that, and based on
Yeah.
that you just join it.
Okay.
Okay, or let's say for example appointment date, and on that particular appointment date, what are the medicines prescribed by the doctor. You just store those information in a separate table, right?
Yeah.
Or let's say for example appointment, and then medication table. Here you need a little bit
Mhm.
changes, right?
Yeah.
So basically a patient, you are having patient ID.
Yeah.
So basically patient, you are having patient ID, then patient health you are storing. Okay, fine. Then patient is taking the appointment, and
Hmm.
appointment date, and okay. So basically you need something like patient ID, something like appointment ID, and something like medication ID, ID, and your doctor ID.
And then does this all go into a separate table then?
Doctor ID, and the mm, medication ID. Basically, I just wanted to remodify your medication table, okay,
Uh
so that you can store all the information in a single place, right?
yeah.
Medication ID. Okay, medication ID, and or you can do one thing, you create one separate table with this information only.
Yeah.
Uh, are you getting me? Let's see, this one is your
Yeah.
patient, right?
Uh-huh.
Patient, you have stored all the information. Now patient has taken an appointment, right?
Yeah.
So you will be getting appointment ID, patient ID, patient name, date, time, and medication.
Hmm.
Instead of medication, you put doctor ID, right?
Doctor ID. Yeah.
Why I'm saying, because patient is taking the appointment of the doctor, right?
Yeah.
Then doctor is prescribing the medication to the to that patient, right? So
Yeah.
medication ID
Oh
comes
yeah.
after the doctor ID. So here you need to change it,
Cool.
right?
Yeah.
So you note it down, these things.
Yeah. Yeah. And then does that go
Okay.
to
Okay. So
the
after appointment, what are the things you are having? You are having patient ID, appointment
yeah.
ID, and medication appointment ID, basically. Appointment ID, patient ID, and doctor ID. Sorry.
And is that going in what would that table be called?
You can keep. You can give any name, any meaningful name, like doctor's appointment,
Yeah.
doctor appointment tab, let's say for example.
Doctor appointment table.
And here
Yeah.
you will store only these information, and
Uh-huh.
this one basically will be a new table for you, right?
Yeah.
Only with this,
Hmm.
along with whatever be the data you are having, along with these you need this table.
Yeah.
Okay. So what will happen basically, you logged in, you got the patient, a patient has been logged in. and then a
Yeah.
patient is taking the appointment of the doctor, and after taking the doctor's appointment, he will get doctor ID in this table,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
after the appointment, definitely doctor will prescribe something, and that will generate a medication ID, and that will be getting stored here only, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
what medicine, what is the quantity, that is the duration, description, and everything, whatever you have kept it over here, right?
Yeah.
So that will be here, and after that, you want the reminder, right? So here you create a tab or something like that, along with your date field, right? Like, mm, I think here only you can keep next appointment flag,
Yeah.
right? Whether required or not.
All right.
Next appointment date, right? So
Yeah.
sometimes
What is the
sometimes
FLG?
FLG basically a flag field, where you can keep yes or no,
Okay.
whether next appointment is required or not. That is what. Let's
And
say
then
for
the next one.
example, let's say for example, some patient came for a fever, a little bit fever, right?
Yeah.
So the doctor has prescribed a paracetamol, and after taking the paracetamol, he is fully recovered. So no next further appointment is needed. So here you simply keep a no, right? But
Okay.
let's say for example any sugar patient or any pressure patient came, definitely doctor will prescribe the medicine, and after taking the medication, definitely doctor wanted to see the progress of that particular patient, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for that
Cool.
purpose, you will keep these flag. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And next comes the next appointment, and based on this field, you can set a reminder to that particular patient for the appointment and whatever
Oh
you want.
yeah.
So you need not any reminder table, or I would say you can remove this table. Based on this
Yeah.
field, only you can do your jobs, right?
Yeah.
So any other question or any other doubt?
I'm just thinking. See for that doctor appointment table. Sorry. Um, for say like a patient wants like an appointment but doesn't have medication and they want like an appointment reminder. Will I just make like a medication reminder? Sorry. Will I just make a separate doctor or
So
a
see
medication table?
what you want, medication reminder or a
Yeah.
doctor appointment, next appointment reminder. Which one you want?
Is there any way I can have two of them, or is that just too confusing?
You want both or you want any one of them? Whatever I
Both.
said, whatever I said it to you, that is your next doctor appointment reminder.
Yeah, yeah, that's the appointment one. Yeah. Um, but if I'm wanting a medication reminder, will I just create another table
No,
similar to that?
no. That is not required. You have a medication table, right? So
Yeah,
here
yeah.
only you create some field, based on that you set a frequency and send a reminder,
Ah,
right?
so yeah, it would be like next
Let's say
medication.
for example, paras quantity is one or two, right?
Yeah.
You create a number of days, number of times, something like that, and based on that you send a reminder.
Add to
So
medication.
basically you need some modification in this particular table, medication table, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you do the modification, definitely your problem will be solved.
Cool. Thank you very much for helping me
Okay.
here. This is
Anything
great.
else? I mean, any doubt or any confusion?
No, I think you've done it for me. But you recorded that session, did you?
Yeah, I think I have recorded it.
Even if you did record it, sure, are
Yeah,
you able to send it on to me?
I recorded. Okay. We'll share
Uh,
it with you, but I think the size is big, so it will take some time.